Welcome to the Women's World Cup Daily on EqualizerSoccer.com, presented by North American Soccer Network. It's Thursday, June 30th, and we've already got two quarterfinalists, shockingly. Wow is the word of the day. A 4-0 win for France over Canada. Really, really shocking result. Not so much the result, but the scoreline, obviously. A lot of people had France coming out of this group. I personally did not. I'll admit that. I did have Canada going to the semifinals, so bracket busted. But for France to do this so convincingly was pretty incredible to watch. Great team in possession. Canada really just looked out of sorts. You can blame, you can talk about Christine Sinclair being hurt. She played through it. Christine Sinclair's injury or off day from that had very little to do with the fact that this team as a whole was just completely out of sync on this day. So France with the win. Tine getting 2 goals. She had the brace, and really the second one, wow. Smacking off the inside of the post. That's probably your early candidate for goal of the tournament, along with Camille Abeli. That third goal that she had off the corner kick, a snap header going into the upper corner. Can't say enough, and then capped off with that fourth goal. So really dominating performance from France. Canada has to be heartbroken. I think this probably only inspires them for 2015 when they're on home soil. Maybe by then they're at the point where we're really talking about them being World Cup contenders for that championship. But just not the day for Canada, unfortunately. Obviously in that group of death, and the group of death is decided early. We got France and Germany going through, obviously because Germany gets the 1-0 win over Nigeria, a very resilient Nigeria side. But let's first cut to the highlights of France and Canada, and you might notice there's a lot of French highlights, and unfortunately not too many for Canada.
France 4, Canada 0. Brandy Chastain watched the game with me. Quite some statement from France, and quite some performance in terms of goals as well.
Absolutely. Here is Nassib in the goal box, attacking the defender, deflection, and there's Tine to knock it over McLeod. Here we see Deli looks like she's in an offside position. I believe in a passive position, and therefore not interfering with the play.
Not interfering with the Canadian goalkeeper.
Not interfering with the goalkeeper. Look at McLeod. She's looking right at the ball, set. The deflection comes off the Canadian defender. And as we saw it from the side angle, Zur kept Tine onside, and she knocked it in over McLeod.
Camille Abeli here.
Zur loses the ball to Tine, and she smacks it 34 yards from goal in past McLeod. No chance. This one is the goal of the game for me. Abeli, a world-class player, scoring a world-class goal. And ultimately, at the end of the game, Canada was pushing up. Tomi gets in behind the defense and cheekily dribbles around McLeod, slots it in.
Canada really just out of sync on the day, to be honest. From back to front, they were very stretched out, very little cohesion. They just they needed more of a team performance, honestly, and they didn't get that. It looked like 11 individual players out on that field as opposed to a team. And, we saw day and night there because France certainly performed as a team. The second game, Canada could have had a little bit of hope with a huge upset of Nigeria over Germany, and it looked like they had the potential of getting that for a second there. Nigeria came out strong in the first half, put together a solid second half as well. Very physical game, perhaps overly physical. And, Germany pulls off the 1-0 result with a 54th minute goal from Simone Leder. But, not the most convincing performance again from Germany. Nigeria able to impose a very physical style of play, able to frustrate a lot of, and break down a lot of German attacks. So it's not the Germany we expected to see, but it is the Germany with 6 points, which I think we expected to see at this point in the tournament. They'll probably get better as they go along. They have a whole country behind them. We saw that again today in the stands. So they get the result, but Nigeria, they were in this game for a good part of the match. Only producing one shot on goal, that's certainly a problem, and they're going to need to find a striker in the future that can finish and that can even really create the chances. One shot on goal is just not good enough. But, they were able to control a lot of this game in the midfield, and the physical play, I think, if you're... Personally, I don't like talking about this so early, but everyone else is here. If you're the U.S. looking at this, and we know the U.S. is a pretty physical team, you see Germany was a little rattled by that physicality. They didn't like it. It got in their heads, and it certainly worked for Nigeria. So if anyone, including the U.S., is watching this game, something to think about. And I think France might not necessarily be the team for that, but in the quarterfinals, the semifinals, going into the knockout stage, that could be something to look at. But first, let's cut to the highlights of Germany and Nigeria.
One, they didn't move the ball as well as they can. And number two, they allowed Nigeria to take the physical portion of their game and interrupt what it is that Germany do best. I think they got a little unnerved at times. Here's the goal, a great follow-up, a great strike on the volley.
Simone Lauder with the goal there. Birgit Prince was subbed off once again. Are you thinking she might lose her place for the next game?
It's hard to replace Birgit Prince because she has such a wonderful track record in scoring goals. But Sylvia Nayed, the coach of Germany.
And then tomorrow, obviously, Group B, second round of play for that group. We go from the group of death in Group A to the group of life. Shouldn't have anything too decided tomorrow. We could have a very clear indication, but nothing too positive, I don't think. Another two good games. Can Mexico pull off another surprise against Japan? We'll see. And then New Zealand and England. New Zealand has shown in the past 8 months at the Peace Cup that they can play with England. So see how those two go. Obviously building into a very big weekend for the United States. And we'll just keep on trucking along in the Women's World Cup Daily. So thanks for joining me. I'm Jeff Kassouf with EqualizerSoccer.com. Thanks again to North American Soccer Network. Be sure to check that out as well.